your new
Welcome to
office.
my new office, James.
I'm like, what? Okay. What's going on?
Yeah, we moved into the house. So this is my new office space. It's not even decorated. We have all the technology working, but the decorations will come next time.
Wait. So, okay, I'm like, this has been a very strange week for me, and now I'm coming into our conversation with our coffee, and I'm like seeing something totally. I'm hearing all this new stuff. This is what friends. Obviously, you'll talk to a friend for a while, and all of a sudden everything changes. So wait a minute. So what? Okay, so back everything up, and so now you guys left your office, and now you're working from home.
Yeah, we have left the office space. We have given up the office. We have gone virtual.
Wow.
We had adopted all the technology before the move. So the move was really easy. And Les and I have painted, carpeted, installed new lighting, everything for the office space.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your employees, everybody's gonna be at home then. They just
Yeah.
started. Yeah. I know companies are doing that now since COVID. They're just like it's easier in some ways, but for you, you don't care about, you're not a big thing about office culture. You gotta be together. It's just it's much easier this way, you think? Yeah, nowadays, yeah.
It is. I would have loved to have stayed in an office because for 30 plus years,
Yes.
I have left the home and gone to an office environment. But our current office situation was really declining. We had a lot of vandalism. There's a lot of homeless. And they break in, they want to use the bathroom, they want to do their drug, whatever it is. And so I didn't feel safe there anymore. I mean, cops have been called to the property more than on a couple occasions because we were having issues. So I just felt like, okay, I don't want to be here anymore. And then when you look around, we're a small boutique firm. Well, there's not a lot of small office space available. And honestly, it's really expensive right now to rent too.
I know it is. Yeah.
So we thought, well, we might as well join in with everyone else and go remote.
Wow. So are you and Lester in the same office?
No. We have 4 bedrooms in the house.
Oh, okay.
So we're now occupying 2 of them for our office space, our master, and then we have still a guest bedroom. Okay. So it works out perfectly.
That's great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Everybody's doing it now. But that's why I did not expect that. I'm like, where are the plaques? I know what's going on. The plants
They'll be back.
there.
Give me like a week. They'll be back.
I see a plant.
Yeah, my plant, of course. My plant is here. The other one's over there. You can't see him, but he's there.
You gotta put up your cookie poster. You gotta do all that stuff. You gotta do all that stuff.
Cookie, yeah. Well, that's a funny story. There's a picture that's hanging to the left of me, and I love it. I call her my party girl.
Okay.
And it's this great painting, but that's really where Cookies for Closers should go.
Yeah.
And I'm having a conversation with myself about what to do with that space.
Internal struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, the struggle is real. So anyway, how are you?
That's good. I'm telling you, I'm like, oh my God. Did not expect this at all. Like, wow. It was a very rough week for me and my family and stuff. We lost our dog, a family dog, suddenly at Easter.
Oh no.
He had a clean bill of health a few days before at the vets. And I was with them all day last Friday, and he was wagging the tail, and we were playing, and I usually did hang out with them for that day. And then Saturday, around 1 o'clock in the morning, my mother's calling me crying, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's wrong? And she's like, we're at the vets, at the 24-hour vets. It's Jerry. And I go, what's going on? She goes, well, they're looking at him right now. I'll call you back when we find out more. And then 15 minutes later, she goes, he's dead. And that was it. And so they only had him 6 years because I had my Scrabble, and then he died 6 years ago. Then they both retired, and we got a dog. Right. And so then and then all of a sudden he wasn't old. He wasn't. It was crazy. And so it's right before, day before Easter. We're like, okay, this is great. So my parents are devastated. My stepdad is actually showing emotions. I never seen him show emotion before. That was kind of his dog. The dog picked him, so to speak, in the kennel and then the pound and so I went over there a couple days ago. It's been a couple days now. And he was in the backyard. He scared the S out of me because I was walking to the front house and they go, "Hey there, oh, what's right?" Like, but he when I went out there and he said he had a routine with the dog. So his brain is having a hard time breaking the routine.
Yeah.
He goes out in the backyard. He goes, "Oh yeah, there's no dog."
Yeah.
Like just kind of walks around. So I hung out with him for a little bit out in the backyard. It's like, oh, it was a beautiful day in LA, so that helps. We have Buster Planes. They live by LAX. Buster Planes coming in. But they're just like, obviously he looks lost, and he's so much older than my mother. I felt like that was keeping him alive, a little bit, having a purpose.
Yeah, sure.
So they decided yesterday they're gonna get a dog.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and for folks who watch this, we're like, no shopping. We do all rescue in our family. Scrabble was a rescue. Jerry's a rescue. My nieces did a rescue guinea pig. If anybody's went to a red, they have rescue guinea pigs. They have rescue rabbits. So we're a rescue family. We're a adopt, not shop family. But if you guys feel at home, that's your. I guess but we're very much. There are a lot of animals that need homes. So that's what we do. So they're gonna start looking at the process of doing that. But that was rough for us this little bit this week, and then I had a fight with a client, and that was a little rough this week. And
wow.
Then this is kind of funny, but then this is real life. So Young and the Restless, the soap opera, yes, folks, soap opera, killed off a character.
Killed off. I'm sorry. I'm also dealing with this cold. Well, sorry for the cough.
Yeah, sorry, that's fine.
Killed off a what?
A major character.
A major character. Okay.
They did, and that was shocking enough. So that was shocking enough. But it was the next episode, which was Friday's episode. It was so realistic for anybody who's lost somebody suddenly, making the phone calls and stuff. So it triggered me. I had a hard time with it. And my co-star had a hard time with it also. And we had to do a show yesterday. We do our soap shows, do a recap. Now, I haven't watched it back yet because I haven't watched it yet, but I fell apart on camera. And so did she. As we were talking about the storyline. And it reminded me of my brother. And he died suddenly 6 years ago. I got the phone call. And the scene that got me was where the newly widow had to call the mother. I had to call the mother. So I related to that and completely, and I just lost. I'm almost going to tear out again. He just lost it. So I was just saying that it was very much, we had a great discussion. The fans, it was live. The fans was like, oh my goodness. And they liked my perspective. And they was like, thank you. And it was like, but it's like the soaps, every once in a while they're made fun of and stuff. But every once in a while they do stuff that's really real. And because they can, because it's 5 days a week, they can take their time. It was a little too real. And so I think as we lost Jerry too this week, I was just feeling I've had a very emotional week. I'm trying to come out of now. And I mean, I got tears in my eyes already. I'm trying to come out of it. It's a very emotional week for me. It's been a very emotional week for me.
Sorry.
It's crazy. It's, Anna, you have animals. There's some fun. I have one. So I have somebody in my life who's not an animal person. But to me, I feel like you have to be an animal person to empathize with someone's loss of an animal. That's just me. I just feel like if somebody loves something every day and takes care of something every day,
yes,
whether it's a plant or a child or I know there's differences in hierarchy, but you know what I mean? Like if you love something every day and it's a part of your life every day, to lose it suddenly, I would think you should understand that. Whether you like dogs or cats don't matter. It's just like I don't like guinea pigs, but I understand losing a guinea pig. That's just sad. So this person was very, the worst. I don't know if it's dispassionate, unpassionate. I can't think what the word is. I'm really surprised, and we got into a little tiff about that because regarded work and regarded me. Being for my family first, which will always happen. My family will come first, no matter. I don't care who you are. and what you are, my family will always come first. And I had to make a decision to not go to work one day, to be there for my family, and over the dog. And this person didn't understand that. So, but you have animals, so I know you understand the other side of it. But I just feel like you should just be. I mean, it doesn't even matter. I mean, if you have a dog or not, or you're not into dogs. Someone lost something they were taking care of every day for 6 years.
Yes. Well, it's a relationship, James. I mean, that's the bond between animal and human is real. It's just real. And so, and I get your routine. It's funny. You brought me back to when Kima, our dog, who's very beloved in our household, was a puppy and shredded my garden. Like I had to like eliminate my garden. And I really truly hated her for that. Like in that moment, I really said, I don't think I can do the dog because she has destroyed something that I love, I take care of, I nurture. And so when you went to plants, it's not just the object, it's how you feel about something, anything that changes, your ability to relate to the world that day, that week, that month. So for me, I totally get where you're coming from. And especially with animals, I'm very sensitive with animals and I know what it is to lose a beloved pet, and it's crushing, it's heartbreaking. So, but for your client, sorry, but you're not working on a day where you're an emotional wreck and your family needs you.
Yes.
Right.
And that's what it is. And I was like, because I was trying to hold it in, talking to her. I was trying to hold it in. I was like trying to be professional, just kind of like just explain to her. And when she was doing more of it, so you're not coming. So blah, blah, blah. It's like it made me more emotional. I'm trying to I didn't want to break down in front of her. I thought it'd be this easier phone call. I thought it'd be like, I'm so sorry, James. When can you reschedule? Not this inquisition about, what's going on. I'm like, so that's all. But I was trying to hold it. So yeah. So I just think, like in my plant, people make fun of me all the time. Everybody knows I'm the plant father. They all know, everybody loves it. They love my garden. I post it online all the time. I mean, I'm really known in the business for having this garden. But to me, I said, plants are living things.
Yeah.
They are. And and you're right. You're actually really right. It's the work that goes on behind the scenes to set up your garden, to plant something, to water it, to clip off its bad leaves.
Yeah.
We had all that wind last week. So I had plants being knocked over like my babies. I made some videos, everybody's laughing. My poor babies. But I felt bad for them. Some of them got hurt and some came off the dirt. I had to put them back in the dirt. But it's just like but they're here. They're not just ornamental decoration for me. They're not. For some they are. For me, they're not. For me, they're more than that. I talk to them. And when I look at them, I feel better.
Mm-hmm. It makes me happy. Yeah. When I see a plant wilting, I immediately grab water because I can't help myself. It's like coming to the rescue. Or I feel like, oh my gosh, I've deprived you and now you're in need of, love and care and nutrients and, water. And that happened yesterday. Literally, we were having a barbecue. We got a brand new Traeger Timberline 850, James.
There you go,
smoker.
Girl.
It is awesome. And in the middle of everything, I looked out into our front patio and I saw the wilted and I'm like, oh, wait, I got to go water my plant. Give me 5 minutes. So people can make fun of me too. It's fine because they're living things. We love our plants. First thing you said is, oh, I see you have one of your plants. Yeah. My plants were positioned first before even my phone. I said, okay, where are my plants going?
Yes. Oh, I totally get it. I just hung a plant up here just now, a couple days ago. 2 plants up here, it's a little baby over here. It's like growing. Hi, baby. You're growing. Plants up here, plant behind me, plant. So yeah, my plants are positioned.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny because for me during the pandemic, it also had something to do. And also I lived off the land. I grew stuff. So we don't understand that either. It's like there's a whole thing about I have this course that I teach, and I've taught it to about 4 or 5 different groups, how gardening can save your life. I have a whole course on that. And how it helps lower blood pressure. It helps your mind get right. tending to something. It teaches kids how to tend to something, how to watch something grow, how to be responsible. It's good for dexterity. It's good for clarity. It's, during the pandemic, I mean, I was in my first year, we weren't doing nothing. I had a garden surrounding me. I can go in my backyard and feel warmth and see beauty, and then also have something to do. I mean, I was able to go outside and work on the garden. I mean, it's like, and there's no rush in the garden. Like, just go out in the garden, just do what you do, and come back in the house, whatever. I sit on my front porch now. It's the way I want it. I'm covered in foliage, and it's like, just mentally, it partially saved my life. I will say that completely. I'm like, ugh, and it's just nice to look at. We have a nice garden, nice to look at.
Yes. Well, it's like driving through the neighborhood and you see that nicely manicured house with the green grass and the pretty flowers, and it makes an impression on you. And it does, because it's beautiful and it's nice. And somebody's, at least with me, that somebody's caring for it. There's somebody who, whether they're paid to do it or not paid to do it, somebody is actually caring for that space. Yeah. And it's, I think it's healthy, that God, I forget if we were in high school or if we were in junior high, because now it's middle school. They've changed the whole hierarchy of the school names. But when we were in school, James, you and I, it was junior high. Yes. I think I was in a home economic class, and they gave us this hard-boiled egg to take care of for like a week or whatever it is. It's whatever symbol your teacher gives you. And if you crack it, you got a lower grade. If you didn't show up with it after the week, you failed. Like, you have to take care of this object for a week.
Yes.
I don't know that they do that anymore.
Well, in the 90s, when my daughter was growing up, they did this whole thing. They gave them the Tamagotchis. They told them they had to care for them. It was electronic, and then they would cry. We're like, "Oh my God, I gotta feed it now, Daddy." I'm like, "Oh God, feed the." They do that in the 90s, but yeah, go ahead. Yes.
So they do that. So I think that that's really important for kids, is to learn how to take care of something. To start thinking beyond themselves.
Yes. My grandkids have always had, my kids and grandkids have always had an animal. We've always had animals somewhere. I felt like, if kids don't have animals, how do they learn to care for something? I feel like you take care of your brother. They don't talk about them. Take care of a turtle or a guinea pig or a hamster. You don't have to have anything big, folks. Or, small dogs. You don't have to get big dogs, get a cat. But I feel like that's, I tell a story. I get to stories. It's so funny. So my grandmother had a cat named Mikey, and she got Alzheimer's. So we took the cat in, and so my little daughter, she was a kid, and we had Mikey, and we had a couple other cats, and Mikey was there. One day, Mikey just left. Obviously he was gone. We looked for him, couldn't find him, devastated, whatever. I swear, and I have witnesses. My daughter, everybody will all could tell you. 2 years later.
Wow.
2 years later, we order a pizza, open the door. The guy's like, "Is this your cat?" And Mike just walks right back in. And that happened.
Wow.
It's healthy. I don't know where he went. He had a collar. No one called us. No what's going on. So I thought that was kind of funny. Speaking of this animal, that story makes me laugh every time I think about it. And we laugh about it sometimes. Like, Mikey went away on a vacation for 2 years and said, "Screw y'all." Came back, was like, now, and stayed till he died. Stayed till he died. So it's just kind of like, that is the crazy. That's just to me is the craziest thing. I'm like, I don't know where he went. And it was Mikey.
I'll never tell you. It's a secret.
He never told us that he died. He took it to his grave. We don't know what happened. He didn't tell us. But that's the thing about animals. And, they give you something to do. And also just something, like you said, beyond, you said it perfectly, beyond yourself. Because kids are inherently selfish just because we don't know any different.
Totally.
It's me. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I want to play. You got to teach them. You got to care for something. And then you learn about loss also, because when you get hamsters and goldfish and betta fish, they don't last forever. That's the thing for us adults too. I always forget. We get these animals. No, they're gonna last forever. They're gonna last our lifetime. Maybe a turtle. Other than that,
maybe a turtle.
Some tortoises last a lifetime, right? But most of them are not gonna last a lifetime. But we don't think about that, do we? We just get them. We love them. They're part of family, and then they're gonna chance are they gonna go before we do. And it's always you just always forget that. You don't think about that.
It's funny you say that. I think about that because when now as adults, we look at breeds and we like a medium to larger size breed. And so we are looking at the expected life term because for me, I want to know like Kima, she should be strong for 12, 14 years. So my mind, right? I'm going to love and care for this animal for 12 to 14 years. And be grateful for that because I have to set an expectation going into it so that when that period of time comes, I can be more accepting of, I knew that this, I knew this was going to happen. This is, indicative of the breed. And I'm just grateful for having her live that life expectancy because, Huskies, for example, they can get into all kinds of trouble. So I'm just hoping she makes it. No more emergency vets, please, Kima, please.
Yeah, I think last time we talked, you had to do that last time we talked. So we all have our, I always have our animal issues or whatever going on. Like, of course,
Yes.
That's what it is. They're like kids. I mean, they are like kids. And I have a friend right now who has a puppy, and they're trying to train the puppy. And I was over there
boy.
dinner,
Yeah.
and puppy kept barking at me, but wagging her tail. So she wanted to be my friend, but she wanted to bark with me. It's like, I had to feed her treats, make her like me. I know all that stuff. It's like and actually, they have a cute garden. See, I was in Venice, California. So, folks, where I live in Inglewood, a little north, still on the west side, there's Venice and Santa Monica, and they live in this cute. And he's an actor. He's an Emmy-winning actor. A friend of mine. I roll that way. But they're in a cottage house behind the other house, and it's bungalow style, which is very popular over on that side of town. Oh my God, so cute. Small, but very cute. But it's the cutest garden. I was just like. We knew you were like this, James. Like it's long pathway covered in just bougainvillea. And I was like, I'm like in a bougainvillea tunnel. And then you walk out and there's like this little backyard and there's plants over here and plants over there and things growing here and things growing there. I mean, I was just like, and then the ocean's like two blocks away. But I was like, I like going to the ocean. I'm in the garden. I want to sit in the garden and hang out. I just love it. I do. I love plants. I love animals. Getting an animal myself, maybe one day I will. Again, for me, I'm still mourning Scrabble. I don't know. This is what that was 15 years with him. So I told him, well, it was a long time. But now with Jerry, I'm like, I was getting used to Jerry, and then now he's gone. I'm like, I'm double heartbroken. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, it's real. I mean, when we lost our lab Whiskey, it took us, I think, 11 months before we got another dog. Wow. Because we really loved, she was such a part of our life, our daily routine, like you talked about earlier. It was really heartbreaking. Like we mourned the loss of our beloved family member. And yes, for some people, they're like, but it's a dog. We know we're not crazy. No. We know she was a dog, but she was in our life so much more and such a great friend that we took our time, and we and I don't know that was, there's no right way, by the way, to do, there's no right way to mourn the loss of a,
no, not at all,
of a friend, a pet, a loved one, but that was just our path, and that's what we did. And then Kima came into our lives, and then we felt ready. We felt ready to embrace a new relationship, and take in a new puppy. But I can see totally in a lot of situations where, okay, we need to replace this beloved pet sooner than later for the benefit of the human, right? Yeah. Because there is that daily routine that's really important to a lot of people.
Yeah. When I say that for retirement people, a lot of folks like, well, I'll wait till I retire, I'll do all stuff, then they don't do anything, they die 2 years later.
Yeah.
So they're not doing anything. So he said that most of them who are retired, who live longer, actually are active.
Yes.
So I think that includes caring for an animal. I think it's
absolutely.
Because animals are like, you got to feed me, you got to take me to poop, you got to take me to walk. But there's things you have to do with them. And so I think there is something about that. And my stepdad will be 86 this year in a few months. And that he's old, he's slowing down. But this is the one thing he always kind of counted on. Like, getting up. Well, there's always once in the middle of the night, sometimes you gotta pee. Okay. Do that. You grunt about it, you groan about it, but of course you get out of bed and let him go to the bathroom. Then in the morning, you make his coffee and the dog is right there. Just little things just so used to just you having that it's very tough that all of a sudden it's just, if you were sick and it had been a slow thing, it's still shy, it's still sad, but like this was sudden. It was like just I kept saying he was just here yesterday.
Yeah.
It was just so weird. Like, he was just here yesterday. It was like a human dies suddenly. You're like,
Yeah.
talk to them. I just talked to them. Like, literally, and that's life. Life is it's when your time to go, it's your time to go. But I just think it's life. Anything can change in an instant, and that's kind of I always tell people I care about them. I do all this other stuff anyway because I just learned that. I learned that just at a young age. People just life can change in an instant. It's a tough one. So we promise next episode will be much more upbeat. I am James.
And I'm Melissa.
And she's in her new digs. So we'll see. Maybe not probably the next episode. The ones after that, you'll see her new backgrounds, all that kind of stuff. But you can follow us, of course, on all of the audio places. You can get your audio podcast. Also, we're on YouTube at JLJ Media, which is growing. Thanks for you guys for commenting, saying you like our show, you like our conversations. In the next episode, I'm gonna show her a new coffee. So make sure you watch these shows. We do talk about coffee too. It's coffee and conversation. My mug today is "You're on mute." That's my mug today. You're on mute. She's not on mute, but you're on mute at home. So we'll see you guys next time. Have coffee and conversation with your friends or whatever you drink and conversation with your friends.